And good morning, I'm Nick Bradshaw. I'll be filling in all morning with your time saver traffic. We'll take a look right now at our live time saver traffic map. The roads are dry out there. It's not all that cold just yet, so it's going to be a pretty nice commute. I feel that in my bones right now. I'll give you a live look at some of our ODOT cameras and some of our typical trouble spots. I-5 coming in from Vancouver looking pretty good, so no worries there. Sylvan also clear, and then over on the east side, I-84 to 102nd. Smooth sailing right now, so keep it tuned right here for weather and traffic every 10 minutes this morning. Thank you, Rhonda. Well, at least it's dry right now if you're driving, so that's good news. Let's take a look right now at our travel times as you're if you're headed out this early morning here. Things are looking pretty good on all the inbound routes, so that's pretty good. We'll keep an eye on this, and if things start creeping up towards the slow range, I will certainly let you know about that. I'll give you a live look at some of our traffic cams out there. If you're coming up from the south, I-5 at 217 is looking pretty smooth right now, so that is definitely good. And if you happen to be flying out of town this weekend and you're headed to PDX, it is all clear out there as well. So for right now, things are good, but if that changes, rest assured, I will let you know.
All right, Nick, thank you.
It's Nick Bradshaw here. I'm filling in this morning with your time saver traffic, and let's get right to it. We've got Mike Warner who's hitting the streets. He gets paid to get stuck in traffic, so you don't, people. Mike, how's it looking on I-84?
Look at this, I'm not stuck, and everybody, this is what the Banfield looks like when it moves. Isn't that weird? The road, people, you can actually drive on this road. If you go to work at 4:40 in the morning, there's nobody out here. So right now the traffic is great, no problem so far. Let's hope it stays that way, Nick.
Absolutely, thank you, Mike, and I'll give you a quick look at our time saver traffic map. If you're coming in from Vancouver, so far both bridges are nice and clear, so that is always good news. And if you're headed up from Salem or the Wilsonville area, also looking pretty smooth out there. So if it changes, I will tell you, but right now, it's looking like a good commute.
All right, Nick, thank you.
And good morning, Nick Bradshaw here with the Time Saver Traffic. I do have one thing to tell you about that I just learned about. Life Flight is headed out to a crash. Actually, they just took off. This is a multiple vehicle wreck on Highway 211 in Beaver Creek out in Malala. I just talked to dispatchers. They say that at least one person was transported by Life Flight. They've got police out there. Mike is headed out to the scene, so we will keep you posted as soon as we know a little bit more about that. Elsewhere, we've got things looking pretty good if you're coming in from the west side. 217, 26, all good out there. Same deal on I-84. It's looking pretty good. And I'll give you a real quick live look at some of our traffic cameras. I-205 at Powell Boulevard. Things are nice and smooth and clear out there. And if you're coming up from I-5 South to Terwilliger, it looks a little foggy out there, but it might just be the camera kind of messed up there. So either way, it's looking pretty good.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Rhonda. Nick Bradshaw here with your Time Saver Traffic. I do have a few things to tell you about, so let's get right to it here. Take a look at our Time Saver Traffic map. There's a TriMet incident at the MAX station at McLaughlin and Tacoma that I'm trying to get some more information on, but if you're taking the MAX out there, just be aware there might be some delays out there. So also, I got a little bit more information on this wreck out in Malala. This is at Highway 211 in Beaver Creek. Life Flight transported one person to the hospital, so obviously a pretty serious situation. Multiple cars involved. They tell me that the highway is not closed at this time, so that's a good deal. And then elsewhere in the core of downtown in the metro area, it's looking pretty good. I'll take you real quick at our surface streets, which are also looking pretty good on our traffic cameras. This is 4th, right there at Lincoln. Smooth sailing so far, so I'll keep you updated.
Nick, thanks very much.
All right, thank you, Ron. And so far, the roads are clear out there right now. No wetness out there, so that's pretty good. Our most serious incident is out in Malala. We actually have Mike Warner headed out there in live drive. Mike, how's the drive out there looking?
And look at it, it's really, really dark due to all the clouds, so you can see that kind of a hazard out here. But there's no ice and not any other weather to speak of, and traffic is fairly light other than this log truck in front of you. But heading out there, should be out there in about 15 minutes. I'll give you a look at what's going on with that accident. Other than that, 205 coming all the way down here to get on 211. Totally clear, no real problems or traffic issues yet, Nick.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. So he's headed out to a wreck at 211 in Beaver Creek. It was a Life Flight transported one person out there, so obviously a pretty serious accident. We'll let you know as soon as we get there. Keep it posted. All right, thank you, Rhonda. Nick Bradshaw here with a look at your Time Saver Traffic. We're going to get right to Mike Warner, who's on scene of this wreck in Malala. They're cleaning up out there. Mike, what have you learned?
I learned from a deputy on scene, this accident happened about 3/4 of a mile from right here where this car ended up in the ditch. Somehow this person managed to drive this car 3/4 of a mile all the way from Wright Road on Beaver Creek all the way here to 211 where he crashed into this ditch. They're not saying alcohol was involved. The other car is right here. They are clearing the scene, so there shouldn't be any traffic impact, but I'm going to try to get more details. Kind of a crazy crash out here, Nick.
All right, thank you, Mike. That did send one person to the hospital via Life Flight, but everywhere else it's looking good. All right, thank you, Rhonda. Good morning, Nick Bradshaw here with your Time Saver Traffic. Things are rolling along out there. I'm going to give you a live look right now at one incident that just popped up. This is North Columbia near North Vancouver. There's an injury wreck out there. 5 units on scene, according to what I'm looking at. So be aware if you're headed that way up in the north part of town. And then our slowest spot is the interstate bridge coming over the Columbia. Just all of a sudden jammed up. So things are kind of at a standstill right there. But everywhere else, it's looking pretty good. Our travel times are about where they would be expected to be, except for that I-5 coming over the river there. So keep it okay out there, people. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Nick Bradshaw here with a look at your Time Saver Traffic. Things are looking pretty good out there. I'll give you a wide view of our Time Saver Traffic map out there. And the only real slow spot right now is I-5 coming over the Columbia, crossing in from Vancouver. I'll give you a look at the traffic cam there. Doesn't really do it justice, but all of a sudden everything started backing up right there. So if you're headed in from Vancouver, prepare yourself. You got a little bit of a commute there. Take another look at our traffic cams elsewhere out there. We have got some pretty easy traffic on I-205 at I-84, but as you can see, things are kind of stacking up there as well. And then if you're headed up from 217 at Walker Road, there's a tree. So enjoy that this morning. It'll be nice.
Put us in the holiday
Christmas,
spirit.
yes,
Look at that.
exactly.
All right, 6:19.
And thank you very much, Rhonda. All right, Nick Bradshaw here. We got Mike Warner, who's back with us in Civilization. Just headed on to I-205 from the Oregon City area. Mike, what's it looking like out there?
Yeah, look at this. It's crowded. I came from where there's no people to like too many people, but always a jam down here in Oregon City as you come in 205. It merges into 2 lanes. It's always a big hassle down here, and it's raining pretty good all the way from Molalla all the way into here. So watch for that. But otherwise, you know, it's not horrible, but you're gonna have to slow down when you come down here, Nick.
All right, thank you, Mike. And everywhere else, it's pretty much just regular slowing, except for if you're coming in on I-5 from Vancouver. So you know what? That's okay. We can handle that for a Friday. All right, thank you, Rhonda. Good morning, everybody. It's been a pretty nice commute so far this Friday morning. Let's take a look at our Time Saver Traffic map, and we can show you where things are slowing down a little bit. It's mostly just the usual spots here, and I will zoom in with our traffic cameras to show you what I'm talking about. If you're coming in on I-84, it's backed up all the way to 53rd, so be aware of that, but still moving. And 26 is all good up until you get right about to this area. This is 217 where it merges there, and it starts slowing down like it normally does, and then up in Vancouver, I-5 is backed up all the way to 35th. Coming over the interstate bridge, so be aware of that. But other than that, like I said, it's been pretty mild out there.
All right, Nick, thanks.
All right, thank you, Rhonda. And speaking of snow, I got a little preview of what maybe will look like. This is a live look up at 26 and Highway 35 on the mountain. As you can see, there is snow on the ground. There's not snow falling, but I don't think, as we've been listening to Rhonda, that we're going to have quite that much snow. So we'll give you a look at what it actually looks like in town. This is I-5 at Terwilliger. Things are backing up there or down there, so be aware of that. And then coming in on I-205, it's actually pretty good. This is at Powell, so no big worries there. And then one look at your travel times here. We got pretty heavy traffic coming in from Vancouver, heavy traffic coming in from Beaverton area, and I-84 is also pretty slow, but it's pretty normal slowness. Nick Bradshaw here. Hey, it's been a pretty nice commute. No major incidents to tell you about. We do have Mike Warner out with the live drive on one of the freeways. It's actually moving along pretty nicely here. Mike, where are you and how's it looking?
I-5 and the Terwilliger curves, and it kind of looks like it's slow here, but actually I've only been about 20 minutes coming up from 205, which is a pretty good time. The other day I spent about an hour, so this is good. It's not horrible. It's a Friday light commute, so just be careful out there, Nick.
All right, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I-5 inbound and I-205 inbound are the 2 clearest freeways right now. I'll give you a look at the speeds coming in from Vancouver. You're only doing 4 miles per hour just north of SR 500. And inbound on I-84, you're down to 19 miles per hour right as you come off of 205. And then coming in on 26, you're about 18 miles per hour right by the zoo. So pretty standard for a Friday, so, you know, not too bad.